Excuse me. Hello, good morning and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm gonna take you on my morning routine, and I'm also gonna give you some tips for high school and things that you should do during high school, so later on your college process applications and on your scholarships, it could be a little bit more easier to apply to the schools that you want or the scholarships that you want to apply to. Today is March 3rd around 7:30 a.m. but yeah, hope you like my vlog slash high school tips. So I start my mornings around 6:30 a.m. just so I can have more time in my day. Then I start putting some water in my face just so I can wake up, and I start brushing my teeth. And then I head to my room to moisturize, and that's the lotion that I use. I try to do this like circular outer motions that this like TikToker showed me. But then I moisturize with this one that has SPF, and yeah. Then I start doing my bed just so I can feel a little bit more productive. Guys, my shorts are on backwards. It's not a stain. My shorts are on backwards. Those are buttons. Bop. Peep. Once that is out of the way, I start cleaning my desk just because the night prior I don't worry about cleaning my desk just because all I want to do is go to bed. Once I'm done with that, I change and I head to the kitchen to start my breakfast. After that, I start organizing my day and things that I need to do before class. I do them during this time. I have like an hour or so before class to do anything that I need to do before class. Once 8:30 hits, my class starts, and that's when I start eating my breakfast in the morning. Once I'm out of class, I have an hour or so before my next class, so I do any homework or any work-related projects that I need to do. Once 10:15 hits, I change for my class. Well, that was my morning routine. Now I'm just heading to class. And yeah. Now, the high school tips. So this is high school advice for students who want to go to college or to any school that looks through your grades or your past history in school. Also, sorry if I look down because my notes are right here. My number one advice is to get involved in your school. And what I mean by this is go to clubs, after school activities, sports, have things to put on your resume. And it doesn't even have to be like school related stuff, but it could be like volunteering. But overall, is just get involved besides just school. Number two is balance your schedule. And what I mean by this is if you have 8 classes, don't take, and then like emphasizes, don't take all 8 classes like EP, honors. Like, yeah, that would look good, but it's a lot of work. Work smarter, not harder. What I mean by this is we're gonna take 8 classes, take like 3 or 4 easy classes. And what I mean by this is like PE, choir class, health, like those easy classes that you need but they're easy. And this is just so you can put more effort into the hard classes and do your homework, do extra studying. Like, I'm not very bright, or I wasn't really smart. I wouldn't consider myself smart in high school. And like I told you, my first semester in high school, I got like I want to say 3 or 4 C's my first semester in high school, and I believe that I decoded the system and figured out that that worked for me. That if I took 4 easy or 3 easy classes every semester, and I had 4 hard classes, and balanced my schedule, that will help me with my good grades. Not only would I get good grades on my easy classes, but I had time to focus on my hard classes. But like I said, just recommend balancing your schedule just so you can have like those free classes, and you can also have the hard classes that will look good on your transcript. So number 3 is always put school first. What I mean by this is, if you have like an after school activity, let's say like sports or like theater, if you have a quiz to do after class or after school is out, but you have to go to an event, I would say prioritize school. Like, I know you want to be the #1 soccer player, the #1 theater kid, the #1 in sports. I'm not sure, but you have to prioritize school, because that extracurricular is not gonna launch you to your career. Like, to be quite honest, I don't know of many students that were like the #1 in soccer or a sport that are currently still doing that sport, or like doing that thing for their career. Like, yeah, it's good and everything, but I just suggest you be #1 in school, because #1 in school will take you to your career. And number 4 will be junior year start scholarship applications. And what I mean by this is like, start writing essays that you want to apply for senior year. Like, for me, I wish I did this, is like write applications my junior year. And there's also scholarships that you can start applying to since like freshman year, but start junior year at the very latest. Also start researching scholarships that you might want to apply for senior year. This will save you a lot of time senior year, because you also have to apply to colleges and apply to scholarships if you try to do it all in 1 year. And you also have to do school and extracurricular. So just doing this step before senior year will help you during senior year, because senior year is very, very busy. Also apply to like smaller ones. College Board is one website that you can look at where juniors can apply to scholarships. There's also Doodle for Google that is like K to 12. You can literally, all I asked for that I saw is that they ask for a doodle and you send it in, and you'll see if you'll get the scholarship, and it's from Google. Another one would be like College Express, Unigo, that has like a 250 word essay that's literally like a paragraph, and it's like weird questions like, what is your favorite ice cream flavor and why? And so it's like really fun. Also, fifth advice is be friends with your teachers. Be like besties. Be like, oh, I brought you an apple today because I want to be your bestie or something, you know? Just be best friends with them. And you know what? Because later on, you're gonna need them. And I say this because you need references for colleges. Colleges sometimes ask for what's it called? it's literally saying like, it's an essay from your teacher saying like how good of a person you are and a student and stuff like that. And it takes a while, and sometimes teachers will say no because they don't know you enough, or because they only had you for like a class and you weren't like really close to them. See a teacher that's like, oh, I like her, like she's pretty chill, like try to like drop in once in a while and say, hey, like how you doing, like stuff like that, because later on you're gonna need their references, not only for college but sometimes for jobs and for scholarships. They sometimes require those too. And it's good to have multiple teachers, not only one, because sometimes they want like 1 or 2 references. Number 6, this is more of like, it's not advice, but it's just like me telling you it's okay not to have the hottest grades out there. Like I said, my freshman year in high school, I had like 4 C's. They were like barely passing. Like I said, it's okay to have those as long as you are showing improvement. Like if you have like a C in math in one semester, show the improvement the next semester and be like, oh, I got a B. Although it maybe might be like a B minus, but it will show that you're improving, that you are putting in the work to get a better grade. But yeah, like I said, it's okay to not have good grades. Just show improvement and have like extracurricular activities that will back up your resume / applications. Number 7 will be to go to after school help. What I mean by this is go after school. If you're struggling with a class, go to your teacher and tell her, hey, I'm struggling with this. Can I get extra practice? Hey, I'm struggling with this. Can you give me more examples of how to do this? Or just simply go to the library and do your homework there and ask for help. I had a teacher that literally, I feel like she would just give me a good grade just because I would go after school. I would literally get like bad grades on my test and I would tell her, hey, like I got a bad grade on this, like what can I do to improve? Can I get more problems like this? And she would tell me like, yeah, you can retake it and stuff. And sometimes she would even like tell me, hey, like you double check that, like you need to do this. Like they'll just be a little bit easier on you if you go after school sometimes. So I'm just telling you, go after school and get that help. Not only you might get a teacher that is like kind of lenient, but they also see that you're putting in the work and sometimes be a little bit more lenient on your grade just because they know you're putting in the work and you're putting in the effort. And for them, sometimes that is more than enough to give you an A because you are trying. Number 8 advice would, why did I put 9? I don't know. My number 8 advice would be to just focus on yourself. Like, you're not gonna know anyone after high school. Like, I've heard this several times, and I was the girl who would watch high school like must knows or college must knows and like advice and stuff like that, and I would always hear, hey, like just focus on yourself, like nobody's gonna know you after high school, like your peers that you know now, they're not gonna know you. Or I was like, no, like I have a lot of friends, blah blah blah. Girl, when I tell you, I have, out of like 20-30 people I knew that I thought were my close friends, I have like 3. So I can tell you a lot. And only like 1, I talk to her like almost like every day. So that tells you a lot. So just focus on yourself in high school, and don't think like if they're spreading rumors, or like if you think, oh, I did this and it's gonna ruin my reputation, no, like no, that's not gonna happen, girl. Chill. After high school, that's gonna be non-existent. Like, I've heard of people that had like big drama and stuff in high school, and I don't even remember that drama. That's how irrelevant high school is after high school. So just worry about yourself, worry about your growth, worry about where you're going, and don't worry about other people who are trying to bash you, because low-key they're jealous of you. So just worry about yourself. Number 9 advice would be recycle your scholarship essays. What I mean by this is, if you write an essay for a scholarship, keep it. I can't emphasize this enough. Keep it. What I would do is like print it off, and I like to keep my things organized, and I'm like, oh, I already did this, I don't need it, and I would delete it. Biggest mistake ever. I would sometimes, for other scholarships, have the same prompt, and I would have to rewrite the whole essay. So just keep your essays, and you can maybe recycle the same essay that you wrote for a scholarship to use it for another one. So yeah, just keep it. Because I had some prompts of like, what was your hardship? A lot of prompts for scholarships are going to be like, what is a hardship that you went through high school or like in your life, and how did you overcome it and stuff like that. Those are very common. So keep those essays and yeah, recycle them. My last advice, number 10, would be just enjoy high school. Literally, like for me personally, I think high school was the best years of my life. Like I had my things together. Like I had school, I was in cheer, I was doing like theater, I was in honor society. I was like, I don't know, I just felt so good. And it's just so much fun because you don't have to worry about anything besides just like school and after school stuff. And yeah, it was just so much fun. And now like looking back to it, like I love like those years. It has a good place in my heart. But yeah, just like I said, enjoy high school. Try to treat others like you would be treated, and I promise you there will not be any drama, there will not be any negativity around you. So just yeah, if they're being rude to you, kill them with kindness and try to make the best years of high school. But yeah, those were all my tips for high school students that want to go to college. Hi, it's a couple days later and I totally forgot to do an outro, but if you guys want to see any more content like this about college tips, must knows, or a life journey of a college student, just follow to see more videos like this, and comment down below a pink heart if you guys made it this far, and also comment down below if you guys want to see any more specific videos that you guys want to see. But yeah, bye guys.